Hey guys, so something that I've been like learning a lot about lately is about dark arts, mentors and occultists in like the entertainment world. And I need to look up this man's name, but he's like the father of the occultist that a lot of celebrities in the music industry follow. And the reason I brought this up because one of the readings I did for so hot the singer David was it showed that he could have had dark arts mentors, and I never really thought about that, but like in a way I can kind of see it because in that industry it's like they all kind of flock together, like all these dark arts people, their beliefs, they all have a tight knit group and everything. And so today I wanted to pull like a few cards of like, is that true? Is that the case? And lately, what I've seen about this case is that I don't know. The energy keeps switching between like he might be arrested soon and stalling. Like someone posted about how cops are kind of like protecting his ass, and I kind of pulled that in one of the readings already. Like there's trying to be cover ups. He's trying to bribe people, all this stuff. And it's so funny because I think about lawyers and everything, and I couldn't be a lawyer for evil people. Like there was a movie about that where like the lawyer was like like getting grimy people off the hook and everything. And I would be snitching on my own clients. I would be like, bro, he did it. So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't be a lawyer for a bad person trying to bribe me and shit. But like, who knows? I tell you, all the people are in the same realm, in my opinion. But let's see. Let's see if he really had any dark arts mentors or like advice or like someone he looked up to or collaborated with in this instant. I'm curious. And then anything else we want to know about the music industry and the industry at this time. May Allah or God protect me. And let's see. I'm very goofy, you guys. Don't mind me. Let's see. And Mexico decides to be hot today, every day. Let's see. So Three of Pentacles right off the bat. That looks pretty dark arts mentor to me. That looks like interesting enough. Funny enough, it seems like he was very like hesitant to get his foot fully wet into this world. Initially, he was like maybe like very hesitant, but then like over time, he seemed convinced more and more. Like, oh, I can really be in this kind of energy. I can get away with things. This seems like it almost seems like my mind's eye of like people who come across like I don't know. It's a certain type of people who have their ego, and then they have like a taste of power, and they're like, but what if I had more power? It's like really that way. And it seemed like he seen some shit. Like it came out that he might have been like doing drugs or like mentally ill or something, but it seemed like he had a taste of something. Like I've been watching videos of XXXtentacion, and this man, he was so deep into the cult that he was basically already he was already knee deep in doing sacrifices on women, and his friends was scared of him and everything. And he was so deep in it that he was already getting the powers that these demons were like giving him. Like a lot of these people, they are said to have premonitions. So Aaliyah, Left Eye, all these people who like Tupac, Biggie, who like predicted their deaths and stuff beforehand. Some of them, I'm conflicted about Left Eye because some people say she was like spiritually psychotic because of all her interests, but I'm gonna break that down in a reading too, probably today. But anyway, it said that a lot of these musicians dabble in this stuff, and XXX, he already had like premonitions. He was like, bro, I'm not even gonna make it to like 21. And so it feels like this card is showing me that David was like, he had a taste of power and what it could do for him, but it also frightened him in a way. Or he knew that once he unleashed that part of himself, it was just no going back, or it was no like restraint. It was literally like the option of literally like giving yourself full force, like sacrificing yourself full force. And this shows me like meetings a couple times. So he was. definitely deep in the occult and interested in that, and like finding wisdom in all the oddest places. So this is like cloaked people. It could be Illuminati. I don't know if much people believe in that. I've been going down the conspiracy theory routes only because I like learning about everything people are saying. But yeah, it's like but it could be the energy of like being recruited to, or like someone came to him about something because they knew the type of stuff he was into. A bunch of things, bunch of things. So it's not far fetched. Some kind of meeting, some kind of occult shit, some kind of dabbling in stuff, and getting a glimpse of that power. And something I noticed with this card at the Ten of Cups. Oh, a ritual that comes up. Um, something that people leave out was like ritualistic sacrifices of like babies. And I think like Justin Bieber alluded to things like that, and like it just goes over people's head whenever they bring up babies and sacrificing. I heard even in places like Haiti, it was known that babies would be like um kidnapped for like beauty magic and to be eaten and all these things for immortality, and that's some very witchy Disney shit. But why I say that, because with this card is like the halo effect, and so something that I know is really big in Hollywood and entertainment is like siphoning of the innocent. And what I say with that is because when they do that, it gives them the halo effect, like kind of like beauty magic too, and everything. I'm learning a lot today. um, no, kind of like beauty magic and everything, but these young people like preying on kids and everything, it gives you a halo effect, and so people think that they like the artist, but they're actually their appeal is for the person they're siphoning energy from. So, for example, Celeste or whoever else he was like messing with that he shouldn't have been. But yeah, this gives me the halo effect, and this is why I don't like when people use their kids as excuses for, because they've been terrible people. And then all of a sudden they have kids and we're supposed to like them, and I'm like, no, you're using them for no. But it goes deeper than that. On the energy level, so many people feed off the innocent, whether it's energetically or like actual rituals. So that's an interesting part, because I've already thought about that. Also, I wonder what you guys think about cloning, because that came that came up as a very popular topic these days for celebrities. Like, people are always like, well, how could they be cloned if they don't start as a baby? And like, I don't know. It's like, it almost feels like some things are so in our face that it's like, no, never. And then it's like, how much stuff is actually given to us and how much is hidden? And like, how much technology do we know we really have, and how fast and efficient it works, and is it even from here, this planet? It's a lot to think about. And I know, just because like some of the things that come up with cloning was like, well, it's not ethical. I'm like, that never stopped no evil genius from like experimenting. And the fact that they did MK Ultra, and I read the book War Against All Puerto Ricans, how they like fucking put radioactivity on the people and then later apologize about it after killing a bunch of folks. Crazy. So they always experiment. I'm not convinced. You'll never know. And so yeah, and then so he did all the basic money rituals. I don't know. It's like second nature to just like harm people in the industry, like the usual stepping on other folks to get ahead, and in a faster way. But like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see the levers. Sex magic, maybe. Um, I think a lot of his mentors, if he didn't meet them physically, maybe they were like in prayer work or something, or psychedelic work. Maybe he had, like he said, he had alter egos. And Michael Jackson was saying that he had a bunch of mirrors in his house and stuff like that. So it gives me the same kind of vibe a little bit. Um, but I don't know, something about being content and having everything he needed. Like, he wasn't supposed to go past that or something. The dabbling in sex magic, definitely. I think he was a fan of XXX, to be honest, because it was said that he would like have a pentagon under the bed he was having, making love to the woman, and it was sacrificed in their soul. So crazy. I think he was a huge fan of XXX. He was just a fan of the taboo in general because I heard that he was like religious, but it just seems like he went the total opposite way of like, I just want to see how dark this shit gets, and because it's kind of like the forbidden fruit, and it's almost like in my mind's eye, I see like people around him knew for a long time, like he has very strange tendencies, but something about like the black community is like when odd stuff happens, I don't know why they do this. They just like sweep it under the rug and they're just like, well, he's weird. A lot of that. And then moon magic came up. Yeah, that resonates. I don't know what the deal is with moon magic. I've never appealed to that for some reason. Maybe it's a powerful. It said that blood rituals are the most powerful magic sacrifice, but also the moon. A lot of them follow that. I don't think so. I mean, I think he had like ideologies or people that he secretly looked up to. This could have been like, how people are like serial killer culture, but like he liked it in the wrong way. It could have been that he also sacrificed more than one person that we have yet to discover, or it probably wasn't his first time or something. Then that knife play come up again. Heart, Oregon play. Very, very just dark. It's like he lived in the dark in his psyche. Very interesting. Beyond melancholy, it's just. I always like to think when people are like evil or something, I choose that side. Like their spirit blacks out, and that's one of the things that scare me from like being an evil person in this world. Like I barely make it in this world because I don't even like treating people bad. But I feel like when you choose to be evil, like you're just fully consumed with darkness, and then like you just don't know who the fuck you are, and like that scares me. And then the outcome is, yeah, I mean, like to me, the occult became like his religious practice over time. Like he was just like, it was just like second nature at that point, and he came up with his unique way about it. But I think he had such a God complex. Like he wanted to be his own mentor or own dark arts leader, or maybe he had this idea that he was like a wizard of some kind. Like it was very interchangeable that way. But yeah, I think he was too egoic to like give credit, maybe, which is very interesting. But yeah, it's been said that XXX was probably one of his favorite. I guess he could. I guess X. Oh wow, yeah, X could be his mentor on the other side. Crazy, crazy shit that we can channel to. The Emperor. So yeah, I gotta look up that guy's name that all of them look up to. But yeah, he ultimately like a cult master. Either he had one that he favored, or like he himself wanted to be one. Like I felt like if he thought he can get away with all this stuff, that he will ultimately be like an occult master. And I don't know, we gotta see how this goes, because if he just comes back on the scene years from now and like nothing happened, I'm gonna be like, well, the rituals work. Not on some crazy shit, but yeah. So that's it. What I feel, definitely dabbling into the occult and arts world. You're just like in love with it and obsessed with it, and it almost makes me want to go into like a video about Aaliyah eventually. But there's a lot that I want to look into. But yeah, until later. Close this out.